Update 8 was there were plenty of good things that came with the update, but for just as many good additions, there were some pretty bad ones. And honestly, there were some bad ones that completely ruined the game for me, and it's gonna change the whole future of how the game works. I don't really see a lot of people talking about these changes, which is why I'm making this video on it. And this isn't really hate on the game, it's just me questioning why would Preston do this? Because it really doesn't do anything other than just make the game worse, in my opinion. So really, I would like these changes to be reverted and go back to how they were before. And then there's some other changes that really just aren't very good at all, such as the empowering enchants mechanic and stuff like that. So I just want to go over everything I think needs to be adjusted about this update, because it wasn't a bad update. There was a lot of content. It's just things that need to be adjusted or tweaked. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video. It helps me out a ton. Let's try and hit 500 likes on this video. If we hit 500 likes in 24 hours, I'll go ahead and do a huge pet giveaway in my Discord server. But anyways, let's get right into it. So first I want to go over the pros, and there's only a few pros I have listed. The first thing is global events. I think global events are really cool because it gives the entire community something to do. And if you don't know what global events are, basically you just have to hit this confetti emoji, and then you'll have a quest at the bottom, and you have to complete that quest, and it contributes to this bar everyone playing Pet Simulator right now is actively trying to do. And you can even go somewhere like the global leaderboard here, and you can see how many stars people have contributed. Now the downside to this is that a lot of the events you can't really grind for. Almost all of the quests that I've gotten have been break random stuff. So right now I have break random pinatas. Sometimes I'll have break random coin jars, which means you have to wait for them to spawn, and there's no actual way to increase the chance of you getting it other than a party time enchant, which really doesn't help a lot. I've had this on overnight, and I don't think I haven't gotten any randomly spawned pinatas, and I've had the party time enchant on overnight. That is 8 hours of grinding with it, and I haven't gotten one, and I need to somehow do 5 of that. So they either need to change these quests to manually spawn them, because if you can manually spawn them, even if they increase it to like break 10 instead of 5, as long as you can manually do it instead of having to wait for randomly spawned ones, it would make the quest a lot easier. But right now, since it resets every 2 days, it doesn't give you enough time to get, I don't think we even got to the second to last reward last time, much less the global event gift, so it's pretty difficult. Another pro that came with the update is obviously the hype eggs, because you could get a free Titanic for that, and the actual addition of hype eggs was really cool. However, there is a big con that I want to talk about hype egg, and I'm sure a lot of you are gonna agree because you've probably experienced this, and you might be thinking that I'm gonna complain about how it's impossible to get a Titanic or a huge from it, it's super rare. But no, it's supposed to be rare because everybody in the game should have gotten some. The issue I have is that the only way you could have gotten the hype eggs is first you had to log into the game within 10 minutes of the update dropping. If you didn't log in within 10 minutes of the update dropping, then you couldn't claim the eggs. After you logged in for 10 minutes, you had to stay online for 45 minutes. Now for a lot of people, this isn't really going to be an issue because, you know, people actually wait for the updates to drop and they get excited for it. The issue is the people in different time zones. Now for people from United States West, Canada, all the way to London, this shouldn't have been a huge issue, but this issue is really for people in Asia. So India, China, Japan, even down in Australia and New Zealand. The update dropped at like 2 in the morning for them. Does Preston really expect these players to get on at 2 in the morning so they can get the hype eggs? It feels really unfair and really pointless, to be honest. In my opinion, they should have had like a 12-hour gap or even an 8-hour gap to be able to get onto the update. I mean, as long as they play the game on the update day, I don't see why they shouldn't be rewarded. I feel like limiting them to 10 minutes is just really unfair for a lot of players because a lot of people can't play when the update dropped. Some people have things to do, so they weren't even able to get the hype eggs, which it just seems really unfair. Something else I want to talk about is probably the biggest thing that ruined Pet Simulator for me, and I don't know, it seems like a really pointless change that isn't going to do anything other than ruin the game for streamers, to be honest. As you guys know, Pet Simulator streamers thrive off giveaways. Nobody really streams the game of them just playing it, and if they do, they don't have any viewers. People on Pet Simulator who stream the game do giveaways. That's just how the game works. And you give things away through the mailbox here, because that's just how things are easily done. It costs 20k diamonds, you send it to them, and they receive the gift and everything's fine. But now, if you go to the mailbox and you go to send, as you can see, it costs 45,000 diamonds for me to send a gift, and it resets in 13 hours. And if we go here and send our friend here 10k diamonds, we're gonna look at our 45k diamonds, and it actually goes up by 50% every single time. So if we hit send, you can see it now costs 67.5k. And so next time it'll go up by half of 67.5k, and it goes up by half every single time. When I streamed the update on Saturday doing giveaways, I was at like 3 million to send a gift. This update seems super pointless and honestly obnoxious. This really doesn't affect anybody other than two kinds of people. It affects cross traders who are on TikTok doing cross trading stuff, and it affects streamers who do giveaways on their live streams. Now, a lot of people, when I was talking about this on my stream, were saying this is gonna help stop cross trading on TikTok and stuff, because if you go on TikTok live, I don't know if you guys have seen it, people will give you Titanics and Huges and whatever if you give them TikTok gifts, which is basically giving them real money. I personally don't see how this is gonna stop them from doing that. Those users who are doing those gifts where they're giving Huges for money already have hundreds, if not thousands, of Huges in their inventory. They do not care if they're doing a giveaway for an hour and they end up having to spend, 20 million diamonds on sending people pets, that they got real life money. They have hundreds of Huges, they can just sell it and make all that back. It doesn't affect them. Who it affects is the smaller streamers who are giving away their actual earned pets, because now they have to spend an insane amount of money if they want to give a lot of stuff away. The only way to combat this is you're gonna have to have people join your games now if you want to do giveaways. But this is really annoying because for some people, specifically mobile, it's really difficult for them to join people's games because they can't watch the stream and join a game at the same time. So it's really difficult for mobile people. Overall, I don't really understand the point of this change. It just feels really annoying and obnoxious, and I don't think Preston actually thought about it when he was adding it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below on how you think this will affect the game. If you think it's a good change, if you think has actual reasoning, because I honestly I don't see the reasoning at all. I don't. That's the big thing that I wish was changed about this update, but there are a few more things I want to go over that I'll go over really quickly. For example, the clan battle is the same exact clan battle we had last time, so they're already reusing clan battles, which isn't great. That means they might be running out of ideas. The XP potions are really, really useless and just terrible. If we're at the XP potions right now, and if we go up to craft it, costs so many diamonds, and the XP potions barely give you any. For example, if we wanted to level up my ultimate, which is level 98 right now, actually it's about to upgrade, so let's pretend it's level 99. In fact, let's go ahead and just craft a couple of them just so we can level it up and I can show you. So right here, we're gonna put our XP potion onto our black hole, and there we go, it's level 99. So if you're really close to the end, it is actually kind of worth it. In fact, let's go ahead and look at the level 99 ultimate. This looks really cool. I don't think I've ever seen this before. This thing is huge. It has giant effects. Honestly, this kind of weakens my point of what I was going to say since I was just able to level it up. But as you can see, it does take 1.2 million diamonds to level it up at this point. And I know this is the last level, but even 10 or 20 levels before that, it takes around a million XP, I should say, not a million diamonds. And if we get our calculator out and we do 1 million divided by 10,000, you'll see we have 100. That means you'll need 100 XP potions potions just to level it up once, and it costs 50,000 diamonds for each potion. So you're spending 5 million diamonds for each level, and if it was just that flat price, it wouldn't be an issue. The issue is all the things you have to get. You have to go and scavenge for these tap powers and crystal keys. For the huges, you need to go out and get the XP charms and the magic shards. And as you can see, 10 XP shards cost 267,000 diamonds alone, and that's just to level up one huge. If you want to buy multiple of these potions, which like we just discovered, you need 100 of these potions, it means you're gonna need 1,000 XP charms. And if we do 267,000 times 1,000 here, you're gonna see it's 267 million diamonds. And that's just for the huge and ultimate. The Titanic level up costs 100,000 diamonds each and 20 XP charms, and the Mastery costs 150,000 diamonds and coin 7s and some tech keys. They're super expensive with little payoff. Now, here's the thing. I'm glad that they're expensive because the fact that they're expensive means it's going to help out the economy because people are getting rid of diamonds. The issue is nobody's going to use it because it barely gives you any XP. I think the XP needs to be buffed just a little bit so that way it's actually worth it for players to use it. While we're on the page of things just not being worth it, let's head on over to enchant empowering. Honestly, this area looks really cool. This might be one of my favorite looking areas in the entire game. I like the flying books, and they actually have animation. They actually move if you look closely. So how this works is you need to go to this machine first. It's called the enchant essence machine, and basically you can take your old enchants that you don't use anymore and you can disenchant them into essence. As you can see, it's really expensive and you get a ton of enchant essence for it, and you can do multiple at once, which is nice. And the better enchants you put in, it gives you more essence at once, but obviously most people are going to be using their old enchants. So if I want to disenchant all my tap powers, it would be 62 million. If I wanted to disenchant all my critical 3s, it would be 344 million. It is super expensive, and you don't even get anything permanent. It lasts for 8 hours. So as you can see, if let's go ahead and try this. If I wanted to make one Lucky Eggs 11 turn into an empowered version for 8 hours, it would cost 14.4k enchant essence. And if we go over here, if we want to get 14.4k, it would cost around 1.3 million. The issue is that nobody's going to use it because it only lasts for 8 hours. And the buff really isn't worth going out of your way to go in this machine and empower your enchants every 8 hours, because it only increases it from 155% to 193%. And if we go to something else, like most people will probably be using diamonds, for example, it'll change this from 55% to 68%. It's not terrible. The issue is that it only lasts for 8 hours, so I don't think a lot of people are going to use it. So a lot of people have been just complaining about how it's expensive for very little payout. Honestly, this isn't even that bad. This doesn't need to change. I just think it could use a little bit of a buff. Maybe instead of 8 hours, it could be 24 hours, because that seems more reasonable. Because if it's only 8 hours, you're going to have to come back 3 times every day to do what I just did. And a lot of people just want to AFK the game. They don't want to have to go out of their way to go all the way over to the shop, go inside, disenchant, empower, and then go back. It's a lot of work that I feel like a lot of people aren't going to go out of their way to do multiple times a day. So I think if it lasted 24 hours, it would be a little better. Or maybe have the option to spend more of your enchant essence to make it last longer than 8 hours. For example, if I wanted it to last a week, it should give me an option to spend however much a week's worth of enchant essence is. Obviously, that would be really expensive, but it's just an idea. Another issue we're having is if we go to items and we scroll down to our keys, as you can see, you can only combine up to 10 keys now. This is super pointless. I don't understand the issue. You cannot combine all of your keys anymore. Last update, they added the combine all feature, and everyone loved it. It was great, but now it's only combined 10. My guess is because they added keys mastery and they don't want people to like complete it quickly. But I don't know, it just seems super pushy and forced. Like it doesn't actually, I don't know. I don't understand the issue. I don't understand why they would add this, because now we can just sit here and combine 10 and it's just a hassle. All they did was make the game more annoying to play. I don't understand like why they would do that. Yeah, that's pretty much all the issues I have with this update. Again, it wasn't a horrible update. There was a lot of content added. It's just that a lot of the content needs to be tweaked, buffed, just changed. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, whether you agree, disagree, if there's anything else you think is annoying or if anything's broken. Just let me know down down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.